Do you guys want free games? If so, then you're in the right place because this video has a ton of free games that you can shake a stick at. Assuming, of course, you own a stick and you want to shake it at free games. That being said, all these games are free to play on the Oculus Quest 2 and Meta Quest 3, and they can all be found on SideQuest. Let's get on with the video. Let's go. So first up then is Hable Graphics. Now this introduces an experimental 3D visual and interactive programming system within virtual reality. It allows users to create geometric patterns and shapes by controlling Pebble the dog using simple commands. That is effectively a learning tool combined with a little bit of a gaming experience that is used to help you learn programming. So next then is Robo Dojo. Now this offers a robot battle in mixed reality where you take control of a sumo class robot and engage in intense battles against AI opponents, aiming to push them out of the ring. And because it is mixed reality, the game immerses you using your living room or selected play area as the battleground, blending the virtual and physical world as an exhilarating experience. Next up then is Project Virtual Eden. Now this is a sneak peek of a game based around a post-apocalyptic survival experience against dominating robots. Players scavenge for resources including lights, weapons, food and armor to endure or confront the hostile robot forces. The ongoing development offers an interactive environment allowing climbing, looting, resource collection and crafting, though it's currently just a tech demo. So next up then is Triton VR2. Now this is a multiplayer combat game that adapts any space into an arena using co-location technology, allowing real world and game world positions and synchronization. Players battle in their physical surroundings, accommodating multiple players, where a mixed reality map editor lets users create combat arenas based on their room, adding elements like walls and weapons, creating a mixed reality multiplayer experience. Next up then is TicTacToeVR. Now this shouldn't need any introduction. This claims to be the first ever tic-tac-toe virtual reality experience, integrating hand tracking and mixed reality pass-through technology, where you can challenge yourself against 3 levels of AI opponents in this immersive setting. Next up then is Galactic Cricket VR. Now this is a VR cricket game but is set in a futuristic sci-fi environment where you wield a cricket bat which moves realistically, and the game immerses you in a fun and engaging gameplay. Next then is GPT Cafe, which is an AI VR social chat where you engage with Rosa, an AI-driven character designed for natural conversation while virtually serving in the enchanting GPT Cafe. So next up then is SightShift. Now SightShift explores the world of virtual reality using a combination of hand and eye tracking. As a sorcerer's apprentice, you must engage in immersive training to unlock abilities to control potions, bottles and books within your environment. Next then is Five Nights No Escape demo. Now this is pretty obvious what this is based off, and the game itself sounds exactly like Five Nights at Freddy's. It is a horror game where you must survive animatronics. I don't really need to say anymore because we've seen this before. Let's get on to the next one. So next up then we have Fruit/VR. This is effectively Fruit Ninja in virtual reality, even though we do have an official Fruit Ninja in VR. Effectively this game challenges you to chop fruits in midair as a chef throws them your way, and you slice them obviously using the Oculus controller. And obviously there's progression there, like I said, Fruit Ninja in VR. Next up then is Complex. Now this is a dungeon crawler featuring guns and objectives where players assume the role of an agent infiltrating a secret complex where a terrorist organization holds hostages for experiments, and the mission involves destroying terrorists, obtaining keycards and ultimately rescuing the hostages. The game currently offers 20 levels with a possibility of more if desired. So next up, we have Muze XR. Now this game offers virtual spaces showcasing captivating exhibitions, merging technology and art. Visitors can engage in interactive experiences and connect with others globally, while the platform features stunning spaces presenting throwback computer technology, arcade games from the 70s and 80s, and a diverse user-generated artwork. Next up then is The Long Goodbye Chapter 2. Now this is a short horror experience in VR format where players assume the role of an elderly woman reawakening in an operation room after her death. Now this might sound familiar because we covered the first part in the previous video, and this has got a little bit more meat to the bone. The goal is to navigate this unfamiliar afterlife as you find yourself trapped in a reoccurring loop, facing an ominous presence each time. The next then is Smashrooms VR. This offers a virtual reality rage room experience, allowing users to release pent-up frustration and anger. Kinda like how I feel when I read the YouTube's comment section somehow. Step into a world offering various maps and weapons to facilitate venting and stress relief in an exhilarating manner, suitable for bad days or moments of frustration. So next up then is Idea Engine. Now this platform aims to eliminate any obstacles, enabling creative expression by leveraging AI to produce images, text, and interactive characters, where users can import personal photos, drawings, text, and 3D models from Sketchfab. Effectively, it's a platform where you should be able to create what you want within that virtual environment using a whole host of new tools. So next up is Snowball Party. Now Snowball Party invites players into a whimsical snowy world where entertainment blends with exercise. Equipped with a snowball gun, the objective is to target dancing gnomes that appear. What makes it unique is that these gnomes sport the faces of your teammates, personalized with actual photos, adding a humorous, individualized element to the gameplay experience. Hopefully there's many jokes about them being in gnome man's land. Do you know what? I'll see myself out. Next up we have Candy Match VR, which is effectively Candy Crush in VR, as it takes the classic block matching game into the realm of virtual reality. Utilizing magical wands, players can crush vibrant blocks within a cartoon-themed VR environment. Next up we have Arcadia. Arcadia isn't your typical sports simulation, but it is the inception of an entirely fresh mixed reality sport. Unlike pressing buttons, Arcadia emphasizes physical movements, reflex development, and skill mastery within an expandable skill ceiling. So next up then we have Sustain Quest VR. Now, have you ever wanted to play a game where you were picking up trash? No, me neither. Well, unless they make a Captain Planet VR game. Shout out to Captain Planet. But that's what Sustain Quest VR is. It's a multiplayer virtual reality game that promotes sustainability and teaches how small actions can have a big impact on the planet. Hopefully they'll pick up my gaming skills. Next up then is Brit Shader. Now this game is a rhythm game, once again, where you punch objects to the beat and dodge incoming attacks while aiming for the high score in a feudal Japan setting. Oh, and there is ninjas who also try to attack you. I mean, that's really it. And to be fair, ninjas are good because I have never actually seen one. So next up then is Fragments. Now Fragments is a VR game set in the 80s in a teenager's bedroom that's floating in space, and players use a vintage Macintosh computer and floppy disk to enter a mesmerizing realm of virtual puzzles. They must piece together fragments of objects and creatures from the past, with loads of challenges unfolding, and a nostalgic story as players unravel mysteries, engaging their senses to assemble the past piece by piece. But can it help me put the fragments of my life back together? Next up then is KinderSpell NVR. Sorry to all my Dutch fans if I did not pronounce that correctly. This is a VR experience where you dive into the masterpiece of the famous Dutch painter Pieter Bruegel de Oude. Once again, sorry if I mispronounced that. There's nothing else to say about this, so let's get on to the next one. Next up then is Slip and Frag. Now this is a port of the game Quake by ID Software. Its dual purpose is to offer an authentic Quake gaming experience as identical as possible to the 1996 DOS version, with low resolution textures, low polygon environments, and sharp edged creatures, complete with large white or brown letter messages. Additionally, the engine is designed to run on modern operating systems and devices like the MetaQuest 2 and 3. So next up then is Star Legacy, which is in demo. It's a VR shooting game with monster wave roguelike elements featuring multiple planets to conquer, each offering a unique environment. You have a diverse range of characters, each providing distinct gaming experiences, and you can customize your gameplay with a variety of weapons, each with a unique control mechanic and immersive audio-visual feedback. Next up then is Lono. This is a VR music visualizer that turns your favorite tune to a colorful visual spectacle. There is a dynamic particle system that captivates lines that dances in real time to your music, and you can use your personal music collection by placing songs into the music folder. And future updates are aiming to include Spotify, YouTube Music, and other music apps. Next then is Escape from VR Nightmare Chainsaw Park. This is a VR horror game where players must explore an unsettling amusement park where you solve puzzles and activate generators to survive and break free from a chainsaw-wielding monster. The game presents a chilling atmosphere with unspeakable horrors concealed in an eerie fog that challenges players to navigate and confront fear at every corner, where the ultimate goal is to secure escape by activating crucial generators scattered throughout the Forsaken Park. So next up is the One Man Army War demo. This is a virtual reality action game designed to challenge players' reflexes and strategic thinking. The game aims to redefine the gaming experience, where players can expect adventures, intense battles, landscapes, and skill testing challenges as they engage in action-packed virtual reality games. So next up then is Vanguard VR. This is a sci-fi VR bullet hell shooter game that rekindles the thrills of 90s coin co-op arcades. They recreate a unique gameplay feel of classic bullet hell arcade titles. This game aims to become the new obsession for fans of shoot 'em up legends. With a recent launch demo, the developers are actively seeking feedback and are dedicated to expanding the game with more levels and features in the future. Next then is the Backrooms Out of Reality. Now, this is another Backrooms VR game based on the Backrooms, which is a type of game we've seen a lot of in the past and we'll probably see a lot more of in the future, so it doesn't really need explaining. Next up then is GorillaZilla Maximum Rampage. Now, this is a mixed reality kaiju game that lets you unleash chaos in your living room, turning it into a battleground. Experience being a raging monster attacked by humanity in this demo game. So next up then is Strayed. Strayed is a multiplayer VR survival game focusing on player versus player interactions in an open world setting. Players explore randomly generated islands, abandoned structures, and vast wilderness areas to gather resources for survival. However, with numerous other online players pursuing the same goal, competition is constant, and the game enables players to construct and expand bases using gathered materials like wood, stone, and metal. So next up then is Freerunner Championship. Now, Freerunner Championship is a competitive VR parkour game focused on climbing the global leaderboards, where the game challenges players with precision-focused gameplay across 5 intense levels, aiming for flawlessly executed parkour runs, where each move determines success or failure. So next then is Spaceline VR, which is currently a prototype. This offers a preview of Spaceline's game's immersive VR experience, placing players in a spaceship cockpit for a racing adventure. This game allows exploration of flight mechanics, aiming to gather feedback before the full game's development. So next up then is VirtuaSports, which is currently in beta. Now, this offers a VR fitness experience, allowing users to cycle, run, and row through virtual environments. Participants can engage in multiplayer challenges or compete against AI opponents, all while tracking their progress using the VirtuaSports mobile app. So next up then is SlamCity. Now, this is a multiplayer VR basketball game that emphasizes fitness within its gaming community, where players can practice and compete in a realistic basketball environment, honing skills like dribbling, shooting, dunking, and defensive moves. Now, we've seen many versions of basketball games, but this game offers 2 modes: free practice for skill improvement and 1v1 matches for competitive gameplay. So next up is Cuddle Fish. Now, have you ever wanted to cuddle a fish? No, me neither. I mean, this is an augmented reality game introducing virtual fish into your home environment, where players can interact with digital creatures by feeding them and petting them, fostering a sense of companionship. As a relationship progresses, the fish offers a decorative item to customize the player's space, adding elements like jellyfish-themed decorations or seaweed-inspired design. So next up then is Factory Run VR. Now, this is a game where players navigate through endless series of obstacles, collecting coins along the way. The gameplay involves specific arm movements, punching to collect coins, swinging arms up to jump, swinging down to slam obstacles. It's basically another form of Subway Surfers, just in virtual reality. Next up then is Astro Harvest. Now, this is a lively VR game set in a cosmic farm, where your mission is to safeguard these playful fruits from pesky aliens. And all you've got to do is grab high-powered fruit blasters and zap away those intruders with a simple vacuum and shooting mechanism. Next, we got the Labyrinth of the Forgotten. This game is a small-scale experimental project centered around escaping a dark labyrinth by solving physical puzzles. I know when we're talking about Labyrinth, there is no David Bowie here. Players will navigate through challenges within the labyrinth to acquire a golden key, a crucial element needed for their escape. Note that this game is currently in its pre-release phase and is a work in progress. So next up is Royal Poppa. Now, this is not about popping zits on some of the royal family's faces, as entertaining as that would be. Hello Philip, can you pop these spots for me? This is a virtual reality game centered on popping balloons to secure a place on the leaderboards. It is effectively popping balloons. Not quite as exciting. So next up is the Into the Dungeon demo. Now, this is an early access demo for an up-and-coming VR dungeon crawler that is built like an escape room, where the goal is to find Mjolnir, that's right, Thor's hammer. You'll need to practice all the essential mechanics of the game in order to do so, from combating to platforming physics. Next up then we have Haunt and Seek. Now, Haunt and Seek is a VR game that transforms hide and seek into a chilling experience with player versus player puzzles and time survival modes, promising spine-tingling thrills. In PvP, players face friends and AI foes, strategizing for survival in a haunting setting. Puzzle mode challenges teams of up to 5 to solve cryptic puzzles and conquer frightful obstacles within a timed escape room to secure elusive keys before the time expires. Oh, right here. Sorry, the video's... the video's over. Okay. So just ignore that. Check this video out and this video. There's some really good stuff, I promise you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.